The emergency room at Central Medical Center bustled with activity as Dr. Michael Santos finished another busy shift. At 45, he'd built a reputation as one of the hospital's top trauma surgeons, though few knew he was also Special Agent Santos of the FBI's Criminal Enterprise Division, investigating corruption in medical licensing and regulation. The screech of police sirens pierced the night as Officer James Parker burst through the ER doors, dragging a handcuffed suspect. Parker had earned a reputation for aggressive behavior, particularly toward minority medical staff. "Need this checked before booking," Parker announced, shoving his suspect toward the intake desk. His eyes narrowed as he spotted Dr. Santos. "Hey, I need this done now," Michael approached calmly, noting the suspect's visible injuries. "I'm Dr. Santos. I'll examine the patient." "Doctor," Parker scoffed, looking Michael up and down. "Let me see some ID. We've had problems with staff impersonation lately." The implied accusation was clear. Throughout his investigation, Michael had documented similar incidents of officers questioning minority medical professionals' credentials. "My credentials are current," Michael replied, displaying his hospital ID. "Now I need to examine my patient." "These look suspicious," Parker said, barely glancing at the ID. "Could be fake. Get me a real doctor." Sarah Chen, Michael's FBI partner posing as a nurse, monitored the interaction while pretending to file paperwork. Their investigation had revealed multiple instances of police harassment targeting minority medical staff. "Officer Parker," Michael maintained his professional demeanor, "I'm the attending trauma surgeon. Your suspect needs medical attention. Listen here." Parker stepped closer, hand resting on his weapon. "I've had problems with your kind before, playing doctor, using fake credentials. Get me someone qualified." The moment was being captured by multiple hidden cameras. For months, they'd been gathering evidence of systematic discrimination in law enforcement's treatment of minority medical professionals. "Are you refusing to let me treat this patient?" Michael asked carefully, ensuring the recording devices caught every word. "I'm protecting my suspect," Parker smirked, "making sure he gets proper medical care, not some wannabe doctor who bought his degree online." Sarah quietly alerted their backup teams while continuing to monitor the situation. Parker's behavior matched patterns they'd documented across multiple hospitals. "This patient needs immediate attention," Michael insisted, noting the suspect's worsening condition. "That's it." Parker grabbed his handcuffs. "You're interfering with police business. Turn around, hands behind your back." Michael remained calm, as Parker roughly cuffed him, aware that every moment was being recorded. The officer's prejudice had led him exactly where they wanted. "You're under arrest for impersonating a doctor," Parker announced loudly. "Let's see how real those credentials." Downtown, other officers watched uncomfortably as Parker led Michael toward the exit. The ER staff, familiar with Dr. Santos's reputation, stared in shock. "This is unnecessary," Michael said quietly, maintaining his cover while gathering more evidence of discriminatory behavior. "Shut up," Parker tightened the cuffs painfully. "I'm tired of you people thinking you can fool everyone with fake IDs and accents. Time to learn your place." As they reached the police cruiser, Sarah discreetly followed, coordinating with FBI teams now moving into position. Parker's prejudice had led him to make a critical error. "You have no idea who I am," Michael stated calmly. "Oh, I know exactly what you are," Parker sneered, roughly shoving Michael toward the car. "Just another fraud trying to play doctor. But I saw through your act. The officer's assumptions, based purely on race, had blinded him to reality. He had no idea he was arresting a federal agent gathering evidence of systematic discrimination." "Officer Parker." Michael's voice changed as Sarah and FBI teams emerged from the shadows. "I believe you've made a serious mistake." Parker froze as multiple agents appeared, weapons drawn. "What's going on?" "Special Agent Michael Santos, FBI Criminal Enterprise Division," Michael announced as Sarah uncuffed him. And you've just provided excellent evidence of discriminatory law enforcement practices. The color drained from Parker's face as he realized his error. The doctor he'd arrested for being Filipino was actually a federal agent investigating police discrimination. His prejudice had led him into a carefully laid trap, providing clear evidence of how bias infected law enforcement's interactions with minority medical professionals. The doctor he'd tried to humiliate was about to expose systematic discrimination throughout the system. The hospital's administrative office buzzed with activity as FBI teams processed evidence from Parker's discriminatory arrest. Michael, now openly wearing his FBI credentials, reviewed years of similar incidents targeting minority medical staff. "The pattern is clear," Sarah explained, spreading reports across the conference table. "Parker isn't alone. Multiple officers systematically questioning minority doctors' credentials, delaying medical treatment, making false arrests." Michael studied security footage showing other incidents. They specifically target Asian and Hispanic medical professionals, demanding extra ID, claiming credentials are suspicious, interfering with patient care. "Parker's body cam footage is damning," Sarah noted, playing the recording. "Clear evidence of bias. He never even properly checked your hospital ID before attempting arrest." The investigation had revealed a deeper problem. Certain officers routinely interfered with minority medical staff, using their authority to harass and intimidate healthcare professionals. Latest numbers. Sarah checked her tablet. 38 documented cases of police harassment targeting minority doctors in this hospital alone. Pattern repeats across 5 other facilities. Michael's phone buzzed with updates from other agents. His arrest had triggered investigations into similar incidents statewide. More minority medical professionals were coming forward with stories of police discrimination. "Parker's starting to talk," Sarah reported. "Claims he was following unofficial department policy. Says certain supervisors encourage extra scrutiny of minority medical credentials." The implications were serious. What had started as an investigation into one officer's prejudice was revealing systematic discrimination throughout law enforcement's interaction with healthcare. "They're bringing in Captain Roberts," Sarah announced. "Parker says he directly ordered increased surveillance of minority medical staff." Roberts arrived flanked by department lawyers, his confident demeanor masking concern. Like Parker, he'd never imagined a Filipino doctor might be a federal agent. "This is a misunderstanding," Roberts insisted. "Officer Parker was following standard security protocols. Nothing discriminatory about verifying credentials." Michael played back recordings of Parker's arrest attempt. "Calling me a fraud because of my race? Refusing to let me treat a patient? Arresting me without cause? That's your standard protocol." Roberts shifted uncomfortably as more evidence was presented. Photos showed similar incidents. Body cam footage revealed patterns of harassment. Official reports documented systematic targeting of minority medical professionals. "Your department has a problem," Michael stated firmly. "Officers using their authority to harass minority doctors, endangering patient care through discriminatory behavior." Sarah displayed statistics showing disproportionate police interference with minority medical staff. Each incident matched Parker's pattern, questioning credentials, delaying treatment, making baseless arrests. "Parker's given us everything," Sarah updated Michael quietly. "Names, dates, specific instructions about targeting minority doctors. The whole system's exposed." The hospital administration provided additional evidence. Security logs showed repeated incidents of officers demanding extra verification from minority staff while accepting white doctors' credentials without question. "You've created a culture of discrimination," Michael told Roberts. "Officers feel empowered to harass minority medical professionals, knowing they have departmental support." Roberts's professional facade cracked. "You don't understand. We've had cases of credential fraud, foreign doctors using fake IDs. We're protecting patients." "By arresting legitimate doctors based on race?" Michael challenged. "By delaying emergency treatment because you don't believe a Filipino can be a trauma surgeon?" The evidence was overwhelming. Parker's attempt to arrest Michael had exposed years of systematic discrimination, revealing how prejudice endangered both medical professionals and patients. "Your own bias blinded you," Michael noted, as FBI teams continued gathering evidence. "You saw what you expected to see. Just another minority doctor you could intimidate. Instead, you exposed your entire discriminatory system." Outside the office, the hospital continued operating, its minority staff now protected by federal investigation. Parker's prejudice had finally brought consequences to years of systematic harassment. Evening settled over Central Medical Center as Michael and Sarah reviewed evidence in their makeshift command center. Parker's cooperation had exposed a network of discriminatory practices reaching far beyond one hospital. "Look at this pattern," Sarah spread reports across their workspace. "Similar incidents at every major hospital. Officers targeting minority doctors, coordinating harassment, sharing information about which staff to scrutinize." Michael studied surveillance photos showing officers conferring before approaching. Minority medical professionals. They're organized, sharing descriptions, coordinating times to check credentials, tracking specific doctors. Parker gave us their communication channels. Sarah displayed text messages between officers. They call it quality control, but it's pure discrimination, targeting doctors based entirely on race. The investigation had uncovered dedicated police units unofficially assigned to monitor minority medical staff. Each hospital had designated officers who routinely questioned credentials and interfered with patient care. Roberts wasn't just aware, Sarah noted, reviewing internal memos. He created the system, established unofficial policies encouraging officers to challenge minority doctors' credentials. Michael's phone buzzed with updates from other hospitals. More minority medical professionals coming forward, sharing similar stories of police harassment and intimidation. The network's extensive. Sarah mapped connections between precincts. Officers transfer between hospitals but maintain the same discriminatory practices. It's systematic. Their evidence showed how prejudice had infected law enforcement's interaction with healthcare. Officers felt empowered to harass minority doctors, knowing they had departmental protection. "More officers talking," Sarah reported. "They're realizing Parker's arrest exposed everything, starting to give up names, reveal command structure." The operation had grown beyond investigating individual discrimination. They were uncovering an organized system of harassment targeting minority medical professionals. Latest data, Sarah checked her tablet, hundreds of documented incidents across 20 hospitals. Pattern shows coordinated effort to intimidate minority doctors. Michael reviewed body cam footage showing similar confrontations, officers questioning credentials, delaying treatment, making baseless arrests, all targeting minority medical staff. Roberts established protocols, Sarah explained. Officers instructed to verify minority doctors more thoroughly. Clear discrimination disguised as security measures. The evidence revealed how deeply prejudice had corrupted police interaction with healthcare. Every hospital showed similar patterns of harassment targeting minority medical professionals. They created watch lists. Sarah displayed internal documents, tracking minority doctors, sharing information between precincts, coordinating harassment efforts. Michael's arrest had exposed the entire system. Parker's prejudice led him to target someone he assumed was just another minority doctor he could intimidate. "Your case broke it open," Sarah noted. They never imagined a Filipino doctor might be a federal agent gathering evidence of systematic discrimination. Outside their command center, the hospital continued operating, its minority staff now protected by federal investigation. Parker's attempt to arrest Michael had finally brought consequences to years of organized harassment. "This changes everything," Michael observed, watching honest officers now protecting all medical professionals equally. They created a system of discrimination, but their prejudice brought it down. The evening shift changed as Michael considered their progress. The doctor Parker tried to humiliate was exposing systematic discrimination throughout law enforcement's interaction with healthcare. Morning news crews gathered outside Central Medical Center as word spread about the FBI investigation. Michael's identity as both doctor and federal agent had become public, sparking national attention to police discrimination in healthcare. "The evidence is overwhelming," Sarah explained to reporters. "Systematic targeting of minority medical professionals, organized harassment disguised as security protocols, clear discrimination affecting patient care." Michael continued treating patients, while cameras rolled, demonstrating both his medical expertise and federal authority. Each successful procedure proved the prejudice that had led Parker to attempt arrest. "Parker's cooperation is crucial," Sarah updated him between surgeries. "He's detailing how the discrimination network operated, names, dates, specific targeting protocols. The investigation had exposed how deeply prejudice infected police interaction with healthcare. Officers routinely harassed minority doctors, endangering patients through discriminatory interference." "Roberts is negotiating." Sarah checked her phone. "Realizes Parker's testimony implicates him directly, wants to trade information about higher-level involvement." Michael's arrest had triggered investigations nationwide. Other hospitals reported similar patterns of police harassment targeting minority medical professionals. "The network's collapsing," Sarah noted, reviewing new evidence. "Officers coming forward, exposing discriminatory practices, revealing how prejudice corrupted the system." Their command center processed constant updates as more victims spoke out. Each story matched Parker's pattern, questioning credentials, delaying treatment, making baseless arrests. "Latest numbers," Sarah displayed statistics. 1,000 documented incidents across 50 hospitals. Systematic discrimination affecting patient care nationwide. Michael performed emergency surgery while FBI teams gathered evidence. His medical expertise, once questioned by prejudiced officers, now helped expose systematic discrimination. "Roberts gave up everything," Sarah reported afterward. "Complete organizational structure, shows discrimination network reaching state level. The evidence revealed coordinated efforts to harass minority medical professionals. Officers shared information, tracked specific doctors, maintained unofficial watch lists. They never imagined consequences," Sarah observed. "Thought their badges protected them until they arrested a Filipino doctor gathering evidence of their discrimination." Michael's phone buzzed with updates from other hospitals. More minority doctors coming forward, sharing similar stories of police harassment and intimidation. The patterns identical, Sarah mapped incidents nationwide. Officers targeting minority doctors, coordinating harassment, interfering with patient care. Outside their command center, cameras captured honest officers, now protecting all medical professionals equally. Parker's prejudice had finally exposed years of systematic discrimination. "Everything's changing," Michael noted between patients. "They created a system of harassment, but their bias brought it down." The morning light illuminated arriving news crews as Michael began another shift. The doctor Parker tried to arrest was now exposing discrimination throughout law enforcement's interaction with healthcare. The FBI evidence room buzzed with activity as Michael and Sarah processed files seized from police departments. Years of systematic discrimination lay exposed in emails, texts, and internal memos. The targeting was deliberate. Sarah spread documents across their workspace. Officers exchanged photos of minority doctors, created watch lists, coordinated harassment schedules between shifts. Michael studied surveillance footage showing multiple incidents. They established patterns, questioning credentials during emergencies, delaying critical care, making baseless arrests. Parker's records are damning. Sarah displayed text messages, direct orders from Roberts about which doctors to verify, instructions to question any minority medical staff, especially during critical procedures. The evidence revealed a sophisticated network of discrimination. Officers maintained databases of minority doctors, sharing information about shifts and schedules to maximize harassment. Roberts' emails confirm everything, Sarah noted. He created protocols specifically targeting minority medical professionals, used security concerns as cover for systematic discrimination. Michael's phone buzzed with updates from other investigations. His arrest had exposed similar networks nationwide, each following the same discriminatory patterns. The scope is staggering. Sarah mapped connections between departments. Coordinated harassment across multiple hospitals, officers transferring, but maintaining discriminatory practices. Their evidence showed how deeply prejudice had corrupted law enforcement's interaction with healthcare. Every hospital revealed similar patterns of targeting minority doctors, more officers cooperating, Sarah reported. Parker's confession opened the floodgates. They're all trying to make deals, exposing higher-level involvement. Internal police. Documents revealed unofficial but systematic discrimination. Officers received credit for questioning minority doctors' credentials, encouraged to interfere with patient care. Latest data, Sarah checked files. 2,000 documented incidents across 100 hospitals. Pattern shows organized effort to harass minority medical professionals. Michael reviewed body cam footage showing similar confrontations. Officers deliberately targeting minority doctors, coordinating harassment, sharing success stories. Roberts's computer contained everything. Sarah displayed files, lists of targeted doctors, harassment schedules, coordination between precincts. Complete organizational structure. The evidence exposed how prejudice endangered patient care. Officers delayed critical treatments, questioned credentials during emergencies, interfered with medical procedures. They documented their own crimes. Sarah showed internal reports. Proud of targeting minority doctors, never imagined their records would expose systematic discrimination. Michael's arrest had revealed the entire network. Parker's prejudice led him to target someone he assumed was just another minority doctor to harass. Your case broke it open, Sarah noted. They never considered a Filipino doctor might be gathering evidence of their discrimination. Outside the evidence room, more files arrived hourly. Parker's attempt to arrest Michael had finally exposed years of systematic harassment targeting minority medical professionals. Their pride brought them down, Michael observed, reviewing more footage. They were so confident in their discrimination, they created perfect evidence of their crimes. The Federal Detention Center's interview room felt cold as Parker sat across from Michael and Sarah, ready to detail years of systematic discrimination. His police uniform replaced by prison orange. Start from the beginning, Sarah instructed. Recording device ready. How did the targeting system work? Parker spoke quickly, hoping for leniency. Roberts established protocols. We were told to question any minority doctor's credentials, especially during emergencies. Said it was about security, but everyone knew the real reason. And the coordination between officers? Michael asked, remembering his own arrest. Complete network, Parker admitted. We shared photos, schedules, information about which doctors to target. Coordinated harassment between shifts to maximize impact. Sarah showed him surveillance photos. These incidents match your pattern. Multiple officers targeting minority doctors. Roberts rewarded it. Parker nodded. You got credit for questioning credentials, making arrests. More harassment meant better assignments, faster promotions. How many officers participated? Sarah pressed. Hundreds across different hospitals. It was systematic. Target minority doctors, interfere with procedures, create doubts about their qualifications. Michael leaned forward. Why did you arrest me? Parker shifted uncomfortably. Filipino doctor, trauma surgery, perfect target. Roberts said to watch for minorities in high-level positions. Said they were probably using fake credentials. Never occurred to you I might be legitimate? That was the point, Parker admitted. We saw what we expected. Prejudice made us sloppy. Never imagined a Filipino doctor could be FBI. In another room, Roberts faced his own interrogation. The captain's arrogance crumbled under mounting evidence. These documents show systematic targeting. Sarah laid out files. Direct orders to harass minority medical professionals, coordination between precincts, complete discrimination network. Roberts studied his options before speaking. Goes higher than me. State-level officials endorsed these protocols. Said it was about maintaining medical standards. By targeting doctors based on race, we had quotas, Roberts admitted. Number of credentials checked, harassment incidents reported, arrests made, all focused on minority medical staff. Back in Parker's room, the officer detailed specific incidents. We'd wait for critical moments, question credentials during emergencies, delay procedures, create problems, maximum impact. Patient care suffered, Sarah noted. That wasn't our concern, Parker said quietly. We just followed orders. Target minorities, create problems, maintain pressure. Michael watched his former arrestor squirm. Did you ever think about lives endangered by your discrimination? Just doing my job, Parker muttered. Roberts said it was about protecting patients. But really, he trailed off. Really what? Really, it was about power. Proving we could harass anyone we wanted, even doctors, until we targeted the wrong Filipino physician. Sarah gathered the confession recordings. More arrests were happening as officers rushed to cooperate. Each revelation exposed deeper discrimination. You know what's ironic? Sarah asked Michael later. If they hadn't been so quick to judge by appearance, they might have been more careful, might have noticed something was off. Their prejudice was their weakness, Michael agreed. They saw a Filipino doctor and thought they saw an easy target. Instead, they saw what we wanted them to see. Their confessions would strengthen cases against dozens of corrupt officers. Roberts' detailed records, combined with Parker's testimony, exposed systematic racism throughout law enforcement's interaction with healthcare. But the real victory was in changes already happening. Honest officers now protected all medical professionals. Equally, minority doctors practiced without harassment. Patients received care without discriminatory delays. The corrupt system that had terrorized minority medical professionals was being dismantled, all because Parker and Roberts had tried to intimidate someone they judged by appearance alone. Their prejudice had led them to make the fatal mistake of targeting a Filipino doctor who turned out to be so much more. A month after the arrests, Michael stood in Central Medical Center's emergency room, watching honest officers work respectfully with all medical staff. The discriminatory system that had terrorized minority doctors was being dismantled. Latest numbers are in. Sarah approached with her tablet. 58 arrests so far. State officials, police captains, corrupt officers. Parker's records exposed everything. The morning light highlighted normal hospital operations, medical professionals of all backgrounds working without harassment or interference. Parker's testimony was crucial, Sarah continued. He provided details about every targeting protocol, every coordinated harassment effort. Prosecutors are calling it the largest police discrimination case in state history. Michael checked on patients, actions born of genuine medical expertise rather than maintaining cover. How many doctors were affected? Over 500 documented. Cases of harassment and discrimination. But Roberts' network operated for years, real numbers probably higher. News crews had become regular visitors to Central Medical, attracted by the story of a Filipino doctor who exposed systematic discrimination. Michael's trauma unit had become a symbol of resistance against prejudice. State police oversight is being completely restructured, Sarah noted. New protocols, reformed interaction procedures. They're using your case as a blueprint for detecting discrimination. Local medical staff gathered to share stories of harassment they'd endured. Each account strengthened the prosecution's case. While helping heal professional wounds, departments are reviewing past incidents. Sarah checked her phone. Cases where patient care was delayed by discriminatory interference. Some families might have legal recourse. Michael's identity as an FBI agent was public now, but he maintained his medical practice. Each successful procedure represented his commitment to both healthcare and justice. You know what really got them? Sarah watched another news crew set up. They were so focused on intimidating minority doctors, they couldn't imagine one might fight back. Their prejudice made them vulnerable. The hospital had become more than an investigation site. It was proof that justice could prevail even in systems poisoned by discrimination. FBI's expanding the program, Sarah revealed. Your success showed the value of deep cover operations in medical facilities. More agents learning professional skills, ready to expose discrimination. Michael performed surgery, movements practiced from years of medical training. The best covers aren't acts, they're extensions of who we are. State health officials arrived. Part of the reform effort, they were studying Central Medical as a model for fair treatment of all medical professionals. Parker's being sentenced next week, Sarah mentioned. He's still cooperating, helping track down officers involved in the discrimination network. The former officer had provided crucial evidence about how the harassment worked. His testimony revealed how prejudice and power had combined to target minority doctors. Roberts isn't talking anymore, Sarah added, but he doesn't need to. His detailed records told us everything, every order, every target, every discriminatory protocol. Michael watched honest officers work with medical staff, building trust that discrimination had destroyed. The Filipino doctor, Parker, and Roberts had tried to intimidate, had transformed police interaction with healthcare. You changed everything, Sarah observed, not just exposing discrimination, but showing how prejudice makes corrupt officers careless. They never saw past their own bias. The afternoon sun illuminated normal hospital operations. Like his medical practice, justice had needed proper conditions to work, patience, dedication, and the courage to stand against discrimination. New medical staff arrived, practicing without fear of harassment. Michael shared his expertise freely, his skills now helping others succeed without facing prejudice. The system's changing, Sarah said, watching positive interactions between officers and doctors, because corrupt officials couldn't see past their prejudices, to recognize that the Filipino doctor they tried to intimidate would be the one to bring them down. The federal courthouse hummed with tension as Michael adjusted his tie, no longer playing just the role of a doctor. Today marked the beginning of what prosecutors called the largest police discrimination trial in state history. Parker and Roberts sat with other defendants, their authority replaced by prison jumpsuits. Remember, Sarah whispered, Parker's testimony is key. His confession connects everything: the targeting protocols, coordinated harassment, systematic discrimination. U.S. Attorney Lisa Chen approached the podium. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, This case reveals systematic discrimination that turned police authority into a weapon against minority medical professionals. Michael noticed familiar faces in the gallery. Doctors who'd faced harassment, medical staff who'd endured discrimination, patients whose care had been delayed by prejudiced interference. The prosecution calls Special Agent Michael Santos, Chen announced. Roberts visibly flinched as Michael took the stand, finally facing the doctor he'd ordered targeted. Michael's testimony was methodical, detailing months of evidence gathering. Each discriminatory incident, each coordinated harassment, each abuse of power was supported by recordings and documents. "Could you describe your interaction with Officer Parker?" Chen asked. "He questioned my credentials without cause, attempted to prevent me treating a patient, then arrested me for being a Filipino doctor in trauma surgery, all following Captain Roberts' discriminatory protocols." "And why did they target you specifically?" Parker's confession made it clear. "They saw an Asian doctor in a senior position and assumed I was using fake credentials. Their prejudice made them careless." The defense claimed proper security procedures, but Michael's evidence was overwhelming. Video recordings showed systematic targeting of minority doctors, coordinated harassment, deliberate interference with patient care. During a break, Sarah showed Michael updates from across the state. Other hospitals were reporting similar discrimination. The case had exposed systematic abuse of police authority. "Parker's about to testify," Sarah noted as they returned to court. Roberts looks worried. The former officer took the stand, already, turning against his captain. "Roberts ran everything. We targeted minority doctors because he said they were suspicious. Coordinated harassment between shifts, shared information about who to target." "And the arrest protocols," Chen prompted. "Complete discrimination. Question credentials during emergencies, interfere with procedures, make arrests if they protested, maximum pressure on minority medical staff." Roberts' lawyer tried discrediting Parker, but police records supported every claim. Documents showed systematic targeting of minority doctors, each incident matching Parker's testimony. "Your Honor," Chen addressed the judge, "we have evidence that Captain Roberts and his associates used police authority to create a discriminatory system targeting minority medical professionals. The surveillance from Agent Santos's arrest alone documented over 50 instances of coordinated harassment. The day ended with prosecutors presenting communication evidence. Years of discriminatory orders, targeting protocols, and coordinated harassment were laid bare through emails and text messages. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed Michael. "Agent Santos, how does it feel seeing the corrupt officers finally face justice?" Michael considered his response carefully. "This case isn't about personal satisfaction. It's about protecting medical professionals from discrimination that endangers patient care." Sarah drove them back to Central Medical, where Michael had more surgeries scheduled. "You know what's powerful," she observed. "Every successful procedure proves how wrong their prejudice was." "That's what they never understood," Michael replied, preparing for surgery. "They thought being a Filipino doctor made me suspicious. Instead, it made me the perfect person to expose their discrimination." The sun set over the hospital as Michael reflected on the day's testimony. In the courthouse, Parker and Roberts had finally faced consequences for assuming they could harass doctors based on race. Their prejudice, which had made them see an easy target, had actually led them to target an FBI agent who had meticulously documented their every crime. Parker's testimony continued into its third day, each revelation exposing deeper layers of systematic discrimination. The former officer detailed how prejudice had corrupted police interaction with healthcare. Roberts established quotas, Parker explained to the packed courtroom. Number of minority doctors to question each shift, rewards for finding suspicious credentials, pressure to maximize harassment during critical procedures. Sarah monitored from beside Michael as evidence mounted. Police records confirmed every detail. Coordinated targeting, shared information about minority doctors, systematic interference with patient care. Explain the arrest protocols, the prosecutor prompted. We were instructed to question any minority doctor in a senior position, Parker continued. Create delays during emergencies, demand extra verification, make arrests if they protested. Maximum disruption. Michael watched his former arrestor describe the discriminatory system. Each testimony session revealed how deeply prejudice had infected law enforcement's approach to healthcare. Roberts gave us specific targets, Parker detailed. Asian doctors in surgery, Hispanic physicians in emergency care. Said their credentials were probably fake, told us to watch for suspicious behavior. The jury reviewed communications between officers, text messages coordinating harassment, emails sharing target information, reports documenting discriminatory enforcement. Chief Thompson arriving, Sarah whispered as the police chief entered. Like Roberts, he'd claimed ignorance of systematic discrimination. The targeting was deliberate, Parker testified. We focused on minority doctors during critical procedures. Maximum impact, maximum pressure, all approved by command. Thompson's face darkened as his subordinate exposed the department's discriminatory practices. Each revelation strengthened cases against higher-ranking officials. Show us the communication. Protocols, the prosecutor requested. Parker described elaborate systems for sharing information. We maintained lists of minority doctors, tracked their schedules, coordinated harassment between shifts, complete network of discrimination. Michael's phone buzzed with updates from Central Medical. Other officers were coming forward, exposing similar practices nationwide. The case had triggered investigations across multiple states. Department leadership knew everything, Parker continued. Monthly reports showing harassment statistics. Performance reviews based on number of minority doctors targeted. Sarah displayed internal police documents confirming the testimony. Years of systematic discrimination laid bare in official records. Why target Dr. Santos specifically? The prosecutor asked. Filipino doctor in trauma surgery, Parker admitted. Perfect profile according to Roberts' protocols. We never imagined he might be FBI. Our prejudice made us sloppy. The courthouse fell silent as Parker described Michael's arrest. Security footage showed the incident from multiple angles. Clear discrimination leading to baseless arrest. The system was designed for harassment, Parker concluded. Use police authority to pressure minority doctors. Create doubt about their credentials. Interfere with patient care. Outside, reporters broadcast updates nationwide. The case had exposed how prejudice corrupted law enforcement's interaction with healthcare professionals. Thompson's requesting a deal, Sarah noted during recess. Parker's testimony implicated him directly, the whole command structures collapsing. Michael watched more officers arrive to testify. Each confession revealed new aspects of systematic discrimination targeting. Minority medical professionals. You broke the whole system, Sarah observed. They were so focused on harassing minority doctors, they never considered one might be gathering evidence. The afternoon brought more revelations as Parker's testimony continued. Years of discriminatory practices exposed, layers of official protection stripped away. Their success had triggered investigations nationwide. The Filipino doctor Parker and Roberts had tried to harass was dismantling systematic discrimination throughout law enforcement. Tension filled the federal courthouse as the jury returned after 2 days of deliberation. Michael sat beside Sarah, watching Parker and Roberts stand to hear their fate. In the matter of United States versus Roberts, the jury forewoman began. On the count of conspiracy to violate civil rights, we find the defendant guilty. The verdicts continued. Guilty for discrimination, guilty for abuse of authority, guilty for coordinating systematic harassment. Each conviction confirmed the scope of prejudiced police practices. Parker slumped in his chair as his own guilty. The verdicts were read. His cooperation had earned leniency, but he still faced prison for participating in systematic discrimination. Outside, a crowd had gathered. Medical professionals, community members, honest officers who'd helped expose corruption. Cheers erupted with each announcement of guilt. This case represents more than individual misconduct, U.S. Attorney Chen addressed the media. It exposes how prejudice corrupted law enforcement's interaction with healthcare, endangering patients through discriminatory harassment. Michael stood slightly behind her, still uncomfortable with publicity. His role as both doctor and FBI agent had captured public imagination, becoming a symbol of resistance against discrimination. "Agent Santos," a reporter called out, "what message does this verdict send?" "It sends the message that no one is above the law," Michael replied. "That authority comes with responsibility, and those who abuse it through discrimination will face justice." Back at the FBI field office, the team reviewed their success. Maps and charts showed the expanding investigation, other departments under scrutiny, reform initiatives being implemented. "Final tally," Sarah announced. 38 convictions including Roberts and Parker, over 60 cooperating witnesses, 200 individual charges successfully prosecuted. Michael's phone buzzed with messages from doctors across the state. The discriminatory network that had terrorized minority medical professionals was being dismantled. "The reforms are already starting," Sarah noted. "New oversight committees, fair interaction protocols, protection for minority medical staff. Your case changed everything." At Central Medical, Michael checked on patients as news helicopters circled overhead. Each successful procedure represented his dual commitment to medicine and justice. "You'll keep practicing?" Sarah asked, watching. "Him complete another surgery?" "Someone has to," Michael replied. "These patients aren't just cases anymore. They're proof that justice can prevail even in systems poisoned by prejudice." Parker's attorney approached them at the hospital. "My client wants to make a statement at sentencing about how prejudice corrupted his judgment, about learning too late that the Filipino doctor he tried to harass would bring down their whole operation." Michael nodded, remembering Parker's discriminatory arrest attempt. The officer's assumption that he could easily target a minority doctor had led directly to this moment. "You know what's ironic?" Sarah observed as the attorney left. "If they hadn't been so quick to judge by appearance, they might have been more careful, might have noticed something was off." "Their prejudice was their weakness," Michael agreed. "They saw a Filipino doctor and thought they saw an easy target. Instead, they saw what we wanted them to see." The sun set over Central Medical as honest. Officers worked respectfully with all staff, rebuilding trust that discrimination had destroyed. The patients Michael treated now received care without prejudiced interference. In their cells, Roberts and Parker faced the consequences of their actions. The discriminatory network they'd built by targeting minority doctors had been exposed and dismantled by the very prejudice that had made them feel untouchable. Michael completed another successful surgery, his skills proving the absurdity of their discrimination. The corrupt officers who had tried to harass a Filipino doctor had never imagined their prejudice would lead to their downfall. 1 month after the verdicts, Michael led a training session for police cadets at Central Medical Center. His success exposing discrimination had transformed how law enforcement interacted with healthcare professionals. "Prejudice endangers patients," Michael explained, demonstrating emergency procedures. "When officers harass medical staff based on race, they delay critical care and risk lives." Sarah presented statistics showing the impact. Before these reforms, minority doctors faced systematic harassment. Now, police interference in patient care has dropped 90%. Parker and Roberts' convictions had triggered nationwide changes. Police departments were implementing new protocols for interacting with medical professionals. Their discrimination network was elaborate, Sarah detailed to the cadets. Officers shared information about minority doctors, coordinated harassment, timed interference for maximum impact. Michael supervised a trauma simulation showing proper interaction between police and medical staff. Your authority comes with responsibility. Every delayed treatment risks a life. Latest numbers, Sarah checked her tablet. Complaints about police harassment down 95%. Patient care delays from discriminatory interference virtually eliminated. The cadets practiced proper protocols, learning to respect medical authority regardless of race. Each training session helped prevent future discrimination. Parker's testimony changed everything, Sarah observed. Other officers realizing how prejudice corrupted their judgment. Real systemic reform. Michael demonstrated emergency procedures, his expertise now teaching proper police cooperation. Medical credentials don't depend on race. Every delay questioning qualified doctors endangers patients. The program's expanding, Sarah announced. Your training model adopted nationwide. Every police academy learning how discrimination endangers public safety. Medical staff worked seamlessly with honest officers, trust rebuilt after years of harassment. The system Parker and Roberts corrupted now protected all healthcare providers. Thompson's resignation finalized, Sarah noted. Entire command structure replaced. Department implementing complete anti-discrimination reforms. Michael supervised more simulations, teaching respect for medical authority. Question credentials properly through official channels. Never delay treatment based on prejudice. State oversight reporting success. Sarah checked updates. 98% decrease in discriminatory incidents. Patient care protected, regardless of doctor's race. Parker's case study became required training. His transformation from discriminatory officer to reform advocate helped prevent similar prejudice. You revolutionized everything, Sarah told Michael between sessions. Not just exposing discrimination, but creating new standards for police. Interaction with healthcare. The afternoon brought more cadets learning proper protocols. Each training session helped ensure prejudice would never again endanger patient care. Their success had transformed police departments nationwide. The Filipino Dr. Corrupt officers tried to harass had created lasting change in law enforcement. 2 months after establishing the training program, Michael watched new officers work seamlessly with medical staff at Central Medical. What began as an investigation had become a model for reform nationwide. The changes are remarkable, Sarah noted, reviewing performance data. 0 reported incidents of discriminatory interference. Complete transformation in police interaction with healthcare. Michael completed another successful surgery, honest officers providing proper support. Each procedure demonstrated how prejudice had needlessly endangered patient care. Parker's speaking at academies, Sarah reported, using his experience to teach cadets how discrimination corrupts judgment. His insights prevent similar prejudice. The investigation had revealed systematic targeting of minority doctors. Now those same protocols served as examples of what to prevent. Roberts' network is completely dismantled, Sarah confirmed. Officers who participated in harassment either reformed or removed. System rebuilt with proper oversight. Michael's phone buzzed with updates from other hospitals. His success exposing discrimination had sparked similar reforms across the country. Training programs exceeding expectations, Sarah reviewed statistics. Every major department implementing new protocols. Patient care protected regardless of doctor's race. Their command center processed reports showing nationwide impact. Each reform prevented discrimination from endangering medical treatment. Latest assessment, Sarah checked her tablet. 1,000 officers retrained, zero tolerance for discriminatory interference, complete cultural transformation. Michael performed emergency procedures while cadets observed proper protocols. His expertise now helped prevent prejudice from corrupting police authority. Thompson's testifying to Congress, Sarah mentioned, explaining how discrimination infected departments, supporting nationwide reforms. The evidence had exposed coordinated harassment of minority doctors. Now those same records helped train officers to prevent discrimination. You changed everything, Sarah observed. Not just catching corrupt officers, but transforming how police interact with healthcare. Michael's phone showed updates from successful reforms, more departments implementing proper protocols, protecting patient care from prejudice. The patterns reversed, Sarah mapped improvements. Instead of coordinating harassment, officers ensure equal protection for all medical staff. Outside their center, cameras captured proper police support of emergency care. Parker's discrimination had finally led to lasting reform. Everything's different, Michael noted between surgeries. They created a system of harassment, but their prejudice led to complete transformation. The afternoon brought more successful collaborations between police and medical staff. The Dr. Parker tried to arrest had revolutionized law enforcement interaction with healthcare. The congressional hearing room fell silent as Michael prepared to testify about transforming police interaction with healthcare. His success exposing discrimination had drawn national attention to protecting patient care. Prejudice endangered lives, Michael explained to legislators. Officers harassing doctors based on race-delayed critical treatment. Their discrimination put patients at risk. Sarah presented national statistics. Before reforms, minority doctors faced systematic harassment. Now, police interference in patient care had virtually disappeared. The transformation is comprehensive, Sarah detailed. Every major department implementing new protocols, complete reform in police interaction with healthcare. Michael's methods had become standard training nationwide. Police academies teaching proper respect for medical authority regardless of race. Parker's testimony proved crucial, Sarah noted. His insights into how prejudice corrupts judgment helped prevent similar discrimination nationwide. Congressional leaders studied evidence of systematic harassment. Each example now served to prevent discriminatory interference with patient care. Latest data confirms success, Sarah displayed statistics. 0 reported incidents of discriminatory harassment. Patient treatment protected regardless of doctor's race. Michael described proper police protocols during emergencies. His expertise showed how prejudice needlessly endangered critical care. The model works perfectly, Sarah reported. Departments implementing reforms show complete elimination of discriminatory interference. Legislators reviewed successful transformations. Across the country, Michael's methods had revolutionized police interaction with healthcare. Thompson's cooperation accelerated change, Sarah explained. His testimony exposed how deeply discrimination infected departments, supported nationwide reforms. Michael demonstrated emergency procedures between sessions. His medical skill proved the absurdity of questioning credentials based on race. Programs expanding nationally, Sarah revealed. Every state adopting these protocols. Complete transformation in police-medical interaction. Parker's rehabilitation drew particular interest. His change from discriminatory officer to reform advocate resonated nationwide. Robert still doesn't understand, Sarah noted. His prejudice brought everything down. He saw a Filipino doctor and missed the FBI agent gathering evidence. Michael watched legislators study his procedures. The fields that helped expose discrimination now trained proper police support of healthcare. Their success had transformed law enforcement nationally. The Filipino doctor corrupt officers tried to harass had revolutionized police interaction with medical care. Just as discrimination once spread between departments, proper protocols now ensured equal protection for all healthcare providers. Michael's methods had created lasting change. The United Nations conference room buzzed with anticipation as Michael prepared to address international law enforcement representatives. His success transforming police interaction with healthcare had drawn global attention. Discrimination endangered patients worldwide, Michael began. Officers targeting doctors based on race-delayed critical care. We changed that system completely. Sarah presented global statistics showing similar patterns. Like American departments under Roberts, police worldwide had harassed minority medical professionals. Our reforms proved successful, Michael explained. Proper protocols eliminated discriminatory interference. Patient care protected regardless of doctor's race. Delegates studied documentation of his methods. Police forces internationally face similar issues of prejudice corrupting medical interaction. The program keeps expanding, Sarah reported. 1,000 departments worldwide implementing these protocols. Complete transformation in police-medical relations. Representatives shared similar patterns from their countries. Officers harassing minority doctors, delaying critical care, interfering with treatment based on race. Parker's insights proved valuable, Sarah noted. His experience showing how prejudice endangers patients helped expose similar discrimination internationally. Michael demonstrated proper emergency protocols to visiting officials. Your authority must protect health care, not obstruct it through discrimination. The model works, Sarah showed global statistics. Departments adopting these methods report zero discriminatory interference with patient care. Delegates toured Central Medical, studying how proper police support enhanced emergency treatment. Michael's methods had revolutionized law enforcement interaction with healthcare. Latest data's impressive, Sarah reviewed her tablet. Worldwide implementation of reform protocols. Complete elimination of discriminatory interference. Michael performed emergency procedures for international observers. Proper police support saves lives. Discrimination only endangers patients. Programs going global, Sarah revealed. 2,000 departments worldwide implementing protocols, each preventing discrimination from endangering care. Parker's rehabilitation story drew particular interest. His transformation from discriminatory officer to reform advocate resonated internationally. Roberts still doesn't understand, Sarah noted. His prejudice brought him down. He saw a Filipino doctor and missed the FBI agent gathering evidence. Michael watched officials study emergency protocols. The procedures that helped expose discrimination now trained proper police support worldwide. Their success had transformed law enforcement globally. The Filipino doctor corrupt officers tried to harass had revolutionized police interaction with healthcare. The changes spread between countries as proper protocols ensured equal protection for all medical professionals. Michael's methods created lasting global reform. Congress convened a special session to establish national standards for police interaction with healthcare, based on Michael's successful reforms. His methods would become federal law. Patient care must never face discrimination, Michael testified. We've proven proper protocols eliminate prejudiced interference while enhancing emergency response. Sarah presented comprehensive data. Complete elimination of discriminatory incidents. Patient treatment protected regardless of medical staff's race. Total transformation. Legislators studied evidence of successful reforms. Like Central Medical, hospitals nationwide reported improved emergency care under new protocols. The program exceeded expectations, Sarah reported. 3,000 departments implementing proper procedures, 0 reported cases of discriminatory interference. Michael demonstrated emergency protocols between sessions. His expertise showed how eliminating prejudice improved patient care. Parker's testimony proved crucial, Sarah noted. His insights into how discrimination endangered patients helped convince Congress to mandate reforms. Representatives reviewed successful implementations nationwide. Each department adopting Michael's methods reported enhanced medical cooperation. Latest assessment confirms success. Sarah checked statistics. Complete elimination of discriminatory interference. Patient care protected in every jurisdiction. Michael performed emergency procedures while legislators observed. His skill proved how prejudice had needlessly endangered treatment. The model became standard, Sarah explained. Departments implementing reforms show perfect compliance. No discriminatory interference with patient care. Their success had revolutionized police-medical interaction. The reforms sparked by Parker's discrimination now protected patients nationwide. Thompson's cooperation helped, Sarah mentioned. His testimony exposed how prejudice infected departments, supported mandatory federal standards. Michael supervised trauma response between hearings. His methods demonstrated how proper police support enhanced emergency care, programs expanding faster, Sarah revealed. 4,000 departments implementing protocols, each preventing discrimination from endangering patients. Parker's rehabilitation drew congressional interest. His transformation from discriminatory officer to reform advocate supported nationwide mandates. Roberts still denies everything, Sarah noted. His prejudice brought systemic change. He saw a Filipino doctor and missed the FBI agent transforming law enforcement. Michael watched legislation pass with overwhelming support. The protocols that exposed discrimination would become federal requirements. Their success had revolutionized American healthcare. The Filipino doctor corrupt officers tried to harass had transformed police-medical interaction permanently. The World Health Organization headquarters in Geneva buzzed with activity as Michael presented his reforms for international adoption. His methods would become global standards for police-medical interaction. Discrimination endangers patients everywhere, Michael explained to international delegates. We've proven proper protocols eliminate prejudiced interference while protecting health care. Sarah displayed worldwide statistics. Complete elimination of discriminatory incidents in participating jurisdictions. Patient care protected regardless of medical staff's race. Health ministers studied evidence of successful implementations, like American hospitals under reform. Facilities worldwide reported improved emergency response. The program's expanding globally, Sarah reported. 5,000 departments implementing proper procedures. 0 reported cases of discriminatory interference. Michael demonstrated emergency protocols between sessions. His expertise showed how eliminating prejudice enhanced patient care internationally. Parker's insights resonate worldwide, Sarah noted. His experience showing how discrimination endangered patients helped convince global adoption. Representatives reviewed successful reforms across countries. Each jurisdiction implementing Michael's methods reported improved medical cooperation. Latest global assessment confirmed success. Sarah checked data. Complete elimination of discriminatory interference. Patient care protected in every participating nation. Michael performed emergency procedures while delegates observed. His skill proved how prejudice needlessly endangered treatment worldwide. The model became universal, Sarah explained. Departments implementing reforms show perfect compliance. No discriminatory interference with patient care. Their success had revolutionized international healthcare. The reforms sparked by Parker's discrimination now protected patients globally. Thompson's testimony helped, Sarah mentioned. His insights exposed how prejudice infected departments worldwide. supported mandatory international standards. Michael supervised trauma response demonstrations. His method showed how proper police support enhanced emergency care globally. Programs adoption accelerating, Sarah revealed. 6,000 departments, implementing protocols, each preventing discrimination from endangering patients. Parker's rehabilitation drew international interest. His transformation from discriminatory officer to reform advocate supported worldwide implementation. Robert still doesn't comprehend, Sarah noted. His prejudice brought global change. He saw a Filipino doctor and missed the FBI agent transforming law enforcement worldwide. Michael watched WHO adopt his standards unanimously. The protocols that exposed discrimination would become international requirements. Their success had revolutionized healthcare globally. The Filipino doctor corrupt, officers tried to harass, had transformed police-medical interaction worldwide. 1 year after the WHO adopted his standards, Michael supervised a global training session at Central Medical. The hospital where Parker first tried to arrest him had become an international center for reform. Proper protocols save lives, Michael. Demonstrated emergency procedures. When police support medical staff regardless of race, patient care improves dramatically. Sarah presented the annual impact report. 7,000 departments worldwide implementing reforms. 0 reported cases of discriminatory interference. Complete transformation. International officers trained alongside local police, learning proper medical support procedures. The system Parker's discrimination exposed had evolved into a model of cooperation. The changes are permanent, Sarah noted. Departments show 0 regression to discriminatory practices. Proper protocols become standard procedure. Michael performed complex surgeries while trainees observed proper police support. His expertise continued, proving how prejudice had endangered patient care. Parker's speaking tour expands, Sarah reported. His insights into how discrimination endangered patients now reaching worldwide audience. Real systemic change. Officers practiced emergency protocols under Michael's supervision. Each session reinforced how proper support enhanced medical response. Annual statistics confirm success, Sarah checked global data. No reported cases of discriminatory interference. Patient care protected in every jurisdiction. Michael supervised trauma simulations between sessions. His methods demonstrated how eliminating prejudice improved emergency response times. The model's self-sustaining, Sarah explained. Departments train their own officers in proper protocols. System perpetuates positive changes. Their success had transformed healthcare permanently. The reforms, sparked by Parker's discrimination, now protected patients worldwide. Thompson's rehabilitation program expands, Sarah mentioned. His experience helping other departments eliminate discriminatory practices. Real cultural change. Michael guided international officers through proper procedures. His methods showed how police support enhanced patient care globally. Program keeps growing, Sarah revealed. 8,000 departments implementing protocols, each preventing discrimination from endangering care. Parker's story became required training. His transformation from discriminatory officer to reform advocate demonstrated real change was possible. Roberts finally understands, Sarah noted. Watching your methods go global showed him how his prejudice transformed law enforcement. Michael watched new officers master proper protocols. The system that exposed discrimination had evolved into a worldwide standard for healthcare. 2 years after implementing global standards, Michael addressed a United Nations review of his reform's impact. The transformation in police-medical interaction had exceeded all expectations. Discrimination once endangered patients worldwide, Michael explained. Now, proper protocols ensure equal protection for all healthcare providers. Patient care comes first. Sarah presented comprehensive impact data. 9,000 departments following reformed protocols. 0 discriminatory incidents reported. Complete cultural transformation. International delegates reviewed successful implementations. The system that began at Central Medical now protected patients across continents. The changes are self-reinforcing, Sarah reported. Departments maintaining perfect compliance without external oversight. Proper protocols become automatic. Michael demonstrated emergency procedures between sessions. His expertise continued showing how eliminating prejudice enhanced patient care. Parker's influence grows, Sarah noted. His insights into how discrimination endangered patients, now standard training worldwide. Real, systemic change. Officers from multiple countries practiced proper protocols. Each session reinforced how police support improved medical response. 2-year assessment confirms permanence. Sarah checked global data. No regression to discriminatory practices. Patient care protected everywhere. Michael supervised international trauma simulations. His methods demonstrated how proper support enhanced emergency response globally. The model's self-perpetuating, Sarah explained. New officers learn only proper protocols. Discrimination eliminated from system completely. Their success had transformed healthcare permanently. The reforms triggered by Parker's prejudice now protected patients worldwide. Thompson's program reaches milestone, Sarah mentioned. 1,000 departments rehabilitated under his guidance. Complete cultural transformation. Michael guided multinational teams through procedures. His methods showed how proper support enhanced patient care internationally. System keeps expanding, Sarah revealed. 10,000 departments implementing protocols, each preventing discrimination from endangering care. Parker's rehabilitation became a case study. His transformation from discriminatory officer to reform advocate proved real change possible. Roberts finally accepts responsibility, Sarah noted. Seeing your methods succeed globally showed him how prejudice endangered patients. Michael watched international cooperation improve patient care. The system that exposed discrimination had become the worldwide standard for healthcare. 3 years after going global, Michael's protocols had become the universal standard for police medical interaction. The hospital where Parker once tried to arrest him now trained officers worldwide. Proper support saves lives, Michael demonstrated to international trainees. When police protect all medical staff equally, patient care improves dramatically. Sarah shared the 3-year impact study. 11,000 departments following reformed protocols, 0 discriminatory incidents worldwide, complete system transformation. Global health organizations reviewed implementation success. The changes that began at Central Medical now enhanced patient care across cultures. The transformation's permanent, Sarah reported. Departments maintain perfect compliance naturally. Proper protocols become instinctive. Michael performed emergency procedures while officers observed. His expertise continued proving how eliminating prejudice improved healthcare. Parker's rehabilitation program expands, Sarah noted. His insights into how discrimination endangered patients now reach global audience, real lasting change. International teams practiced proper protocols under Michael's guidance. Each session reinforced how police support enhanced medical response. 3-year assessment confirmed success. Sarah checked worldwide data. No return to discriminatory practices. Patient care protected in every jurisdiction. Michael supervised multinational trauma simulations. His methods demonstrated how proper support improved emergency response globally. The system's self-maintaining, Sarah explained. New officers learn only proper protocols. Discrimination eliminated permanently. Their success had transformed healthcare forever. The reforms triggered by Parker's prejudice now protected patients worldwide. Thompson's program reaches new milestone, Sarah mentioned. 2,000 departments rehabilitated under his guidance. Complete cultural transformation. Michael guided international teams through procedures. His methods showed how proper support enhanced patient care across borders. Standards keep spreading, Sarah revealed. 12,000 departments implementing protocols, each preventing discrimination from endangering care. Parker's story became universal training. His transformation from discriminatory officer to reform advocate demonstrated real change possible. Roberts helps new departments reform, Sarah noted. His experience shows how eliminating prejudice improves patient care. Michael watched global cooperation enhance emergency response. The system that exposed discrimination had become the worldwide standard for healthcare. 5 years after Parker's discriminatory arrest attempt, Michael addressed a special WHO conference reviewing the transformation in global healthcare. Central Medical had become a symbol of how prejudice could be eliminated from emergency response. "We've come far," Michael demonstrated current protocols, from systematic discrimination to perfect cooperation. Patient care improved worldwide because we eliminated prejudice. Sarah presented the 5-year impact study. 13,000 departments following reform protocols, 0 discriminatory incidents since implementation, complete transformation. Maintained, international health ministers studied long-term success rates. The changes sparked by Parker's discrimination had permanently improved patient care globally. The reform sustains itself, Sarah reported. New officers learn only proper protocols. Discrimination eliminated from training completely. Michael performed emergency procedures while delegates observed. His expertise continued proving how eliminating prejudice enhanced healthcare. Parker's program reaches milestone, Sarah noted. 3,000 departments rehabilitated through his insights. Real cultural transformation. Global teams practiced proper protocols under Michael's guidance. Each session reinforced how police support improved medical response. 5-year assessment exceeds expectations, Sarah checked worldwide data. No regression to discriminatory practices. Patient care protected universally. Michael supervised international trauma simulations. His methods demonstrated how proper support enhanced emergency response across cultures. The system's self-perpetuating, Sarah explained. Departments maintained compliance naturally. Proper protocols become standard procedure. Their success had transformed healthcare permanently. The reforms triggered by Parker's prejudice now protected patients worldwide. Thompson's rehabilitation program expands, Sarah mentioned. His experience helping eliminate discrimination in new jurisdictions, real systemic change. Michael guided multinational teams through procedures. His methods showed how proper support enhanced patient care globally. Standards keep spreading, Sarah revealed. 14,000 departments implementing protocols, each preventing discrimination from endangering care. Parker's story became required training worldwide. His transformation from discriminatory officer to reform advocate proved real change possible. Roberts leads rehabilitation programs, Sarah noted, using his experience to help departments eliminate prejudice from emergency response. Michael watched global cooperation enhance patient care. The system that exposed discrimination had become the universal standard for healthcare. 10 years after Parker's discriminatory arrest attempt, Michael addressed the United Nations review of his protocol's worldwide impact. The transformation in emergency healthcare had exceeded all expectations. "We eliminated discrimination globally," Michael explained. When prejudice no longer interferes with treatment, patient care improves dramatically everywhere. Sarah presented the decade-long impact study. 17,000 departments following reformed protocols. Zero discriminatory incidents maintained. Complete transformation sustained. International delegates celebrated sustained success. The changes sparked by Parker's discrimination had permanently improved patient care worldwide. The reform sustains itself perfectly, Sarah reported. Departments maintain compliance naturally. Proper protocols become automatic. Michael performed emergency procedures while delegates observed. His expertise continued proving how eliminating prejudice enhanced healthcare. Parker's program reaches new milestone, Sarah noted. 5,000 departments rehabilitated through his insights. Real cultural transformation. Global teams practiced improper protocols under Michael's guidance. Each session reinforced how police support improved medical response. 10-year assessment exceeds goals, Sarah checked worldwide data. No regression to discriminatory practices. Patient care protected universally. Michael supervised international trauma simulations. His methods demonstrated how proper support enhanced emergency response across cultures. The system's self-perpetuating, Sarah explained. New officers learn only proper protocols. Discrimination eliminated permanently. Their success had transformed healthcare forever. The reforms triggered by Parker's prejudice now protected patients worldwide. Thompson's program expands globally, Sarah mentioned. His experience helping eliminate discrimination in new regions. Real systemic change. Michael guided multinational teams through procedures. His methods showed how proper support enhanced patient care internationally. Standards keep spreading, Sarah revealed. 18,000 departments implementing protocols, each preventing discrimination from endangering care. Parker's story became universal training. His transformation from discriminatory officer to reform advocate proved real change possible. Roberts leads global programs, Sarah noted, using his experience to help departments eliminate prejudice from emergency response. Michael watched. International cooperation enhanced patient care. The system that exposed discrimination had become the worldwide standard for healthcare. 10 years after attempting to arrest a Filipino doctor, Parker's prejudice had inadvertently triggered a global transformation in emergency medical care. 10 years after Parker's discriminatory arrest attempt, Michael addressed the United Nations review of his protocol's worldwide impact. The transformation in emergency healthcare had exceeded all expectations. We eliminated discrimination globally, Michael explained. When prejudice no longer interferes with treatment, patient care improves dramatically everywhere. Sarah presented the decade-long impact study. 17,000 departments following reformed protocols. Zero discriminatory incidents maintained. Complete transformation sustained. International delegates celebrated sustained success. The changes sparked by Parker's discrimination had permanently improved patient care worldwide. The reform sustains itself perfectly, Sarah reported. Departments maintain compliance naturally. Proper protocols become automatic. Michael performed emergency procedures while delegates observed. His expertise continued proving how eliminating prejudice enhanced healthcare. Parker's program reaches new milestone, Sarah noted. 5,000 departments rehabilitated through his insights. Real cultural transformation. Global teams practiced improper protocols under Michael's guidance. Each session reinforced how police support improved medical response. 10-year assessment exceeds goals, Sarah checked worldwide data. No regression to discriminatory practices. Patient care protected universally. Michael supervised international trauma simulations. His methods demonstrated how proper support enhanced emergency response across cultures. The system's self-perpetuating, Sarah explained. New officers learn only proper protocols. Discrimination eliminated permanently. Their success had transformed healthcare forever. The reforms triggered by Parker's prejudice now protected patients worldwide. Thompson's program expands globally, Sarah mentioned. His experience helping eliminate discrimination in new regions. Real systemic change. Michael guided multinational teams through procedures. His methods showed how proper support enhanced patient care internationally. Standards keep spreading, Sarah revealed. 18,000 departments implementing protocols, each preventing discrimination from endangering care. Parker's story became universal training. His transformation from discriminatory officer to reform advocate proved real change possible. Roberts leads global programs, Sarah noted, using his experience to help departments eliminate prejudice from emergency response. Michael watched. International cooperation enhanced patient care. The system that exposed discrimination had become the worldwide standard for healthcare. 10 years after attempting to arrest a Filipino doctor, Parker's prejudice had inadvertently triggered a global transformation in emergency medical care. 15 years after exposing systematic discrimination, Michael trained new medical staff at the International Response Center. His methods had become the foundation for emergency healthcare worldwide. Patient care transcends prejudice, Michael demonstrated to new doctors. When discrimination no longer interferes with treatment, we save more lives everywhere. Sarah shared the 15-year impact study, 20,000 departments following reformed protocols, 0 discriminatory incidents maintained, complete transformation achieved. Young medical professionals from around the world trained under his guidance. The changes sparked by Parker's discrimination had created a new generation of protected healthcare. The system evolves naturally, Sarah reported. New protocols developed from established reforms. Discrimination completely eliminated from medical response. Michael performed complex procedures while trainees observed. His expertise continued, showing how eliminating prejudice enhanced patient care. Parker's insights reach milestone, Sarah noted. 6,000 departments rehabilitated through his program. Cultural transformation complete. International medical teams practiced emergency protocols. Each session reinforced how proper support improved patient response. 15-year assessment confirmed success. Sarah checked global data. No return to discriminatory practices. Patient care protected universally. Michael supervised multinational emergency simulations. His methods demonstrated how proper support enhanced healthcare across cultures. The changes are permanent, Sarah explained. New medical staff train only in proper protocols. Discrimination eliminated completely. Their success had transformed healthcare forever. The reforms triggered by Parker's prejudice now protected patients worldwide. Thompson's program expands further, Sarah mentioned. His experience helping eliminate discrimination globally. Systemic change complete. Michael guided international teams through procedures. His methods showed how proper support enhanced patient care across borders. Standards keep growing, Sarah revealed. 21,000 departments implementing protocols, each preventing discrimination permanently. Parker's rehabilitation became standard training. His transformation from discriminatory officer to reform advocate proved real change possible. Roberts leads global initiatives, Sarah noted, using his experience to help medical systems eliminate prejudice worldwide. Michael watched a new generation embrace proper protocols. The system that exposed discrimination had become the universal standard for healthcare. 20 years after Parker's discriminatory arrest attempt, Michael prepared to retire from his position at the International Medical Response Center. His final day would be spent training one last class in the protocols that had transformed emergency healthcare worldwide. Remember, he told the gathered medical professionals and officers, proper support saves lives. When we eliminate prejudice from emergency response, patient care improves for everyone. Sarah presented the final 20-year impact report. 25,000 departments following reformed protocols. 0 discriminatory incidents maintained. Complete transformation achieved and sustained. Parker, now a leading advocate for reform, attended the farewell ceremony. His attempt to arrest a Filipino doctor had inadvertently sparked a worldwide revolution in medical care. The program exceeded all expectations, Sarah reported. Complete elimination of discriminatory practices. Patient care protected in every jurisdiction globally. Michael performed one last demonstration surgery. His expertise had proven countless times how eliminating prejudice enhanced healthcare worldwide. Your legacy is permanent, Sarah noted. The protocols you established have become universal standards. Discrimination eliminated from emergency response forever. International teams demonstrated proper procedures they'd learned. Each movement showed how far emergency response had evolved. Final assessment confirmed success, Sarah checked global data. 20 years without discriminatory incidents. Patient care protected universally. Michael watched new generations practice protocols that were now standard. His methods had transformed emergency response across cultures. The system's self-sustaining, Sarah said. Your reforms will continue protecting patients long after retirement. Real permanent change. Their success had revolutionized healthcare forever. The reforms triggered by Parker's prejudice would protect patients for generations. Thompson sends congratulations, Sarah mentioned, says your reforms changed law enforcement fundamentally. Real systemic transformation. Michael guided his final training session. His methods would continue enhancing patient care worldwide through those he taught. Standards keep spreading, Sarah revealed. New medical facilities worldwide implementing protocols automatically. Discrimination permanently eliminated. Parker addressed the farewell ceremony. His transformation from discriminatory officer to reform advocate symbolized real change. You transformed everything, Sarah observed as they watched the next generation practice proper protocols, not just exposing discrimination, but creating a better system for everyone. As Michael completed his final day, he knew his work would endure. The Filipino doctor corrupt officers tried to harass had created lasting change in healthcare worldwide. His methods would protect patients forever, ensuring no one faced discrimination during emergency care. The doctor Parker tried to arrest had transformed medical response permanently.